I have never done anything like this, for one thing, and after 45, 50 years in this business, when something comes along that you've never done, you kind of jump up and say, well, yeah, wait a minute, I'll try that. I'd love to try that. Especially something like Peter and the Wolf, which is, something that every kid has read. And you figure you're going to get to do all the characters. So, well, it's a stretch. It's a bit of a stretch for I mean, I've done acting before and I've done things like that, but doing a voiceover takes away the visual and you have to make it all happen with your voice. So, it's a challenge. It was fun, but these guys were great because they directed me through it, so. Peter and the Wolf, though, was always more, you put the record on and listen to it. It wasn't really the kind of story that anybody read to you as much it was the music that backed it up. So it was sort of like going back to being 5, 6, 7 years old in Detroit, Michigan, and my mom putting the phonograph record on and listening to it and understanding how the music works with the characters. I love the fact that it's moved on. I'm just wondering 50 years from now where it'll go. Are they transporting him from Russia to Los Angeles in a machine? Is the wolf actually a a projection? I don't know how they're going to do that. But the idea of him coming to Los Angeles and meeting his grandfather, and then we decided that his grandfather, since he was a gardener and sort of a hippie, that we would make him Tommy Chong. We would make him sort of like a hip old guy that's like 70 years old, which is diametrically opposed to a young little kid from Russia. He wasn't expecting his grandfather at all to be an old hippie. And that kind of gives it a nice dynamic, in the reading of it. I love the idea that Peter is totally confident about what he does. He's not, even though he doesn't have a lot of friends in school, he's not the gregarious, outgoing, I have to be friends with everybody. He is absolutely determined. When it comes to wolves, he knows his business. And I like the fact that he's not in the least bit terrified by this wolf, where everybody else is. Kind of puts him in a different class, makes him this hero that how would a little boy be not afraid of a wolf? Well, he's not at all. Gives him a different perspective to the whole thing. You have these other characters, the bird. Okay, now we had to come up with a bird voice that was going to be this sort of little British bird voice, And then the duck we decided was dumb, so he was kind of dull, kind of like that. The wolf had to be very, very quiet and very scary. The cat was the most fun character because the cat was just sleazy. This cat lives in this house. The movie starts spoiled to death. And so everything she did was sleazy. She'd see the bird and she'd go, should I really climb that tree and take all this effort?